In a sense of when you say big single, like in the sense of like you're pushing yourself out there, you're just kind of living life.
Like, I guess when I say big single, you know how when women say they're single, but they literally have like 5 dudes in their phone that they're just like, on a bored day, I'm gonna just FaceTime this person. Like, no, I'm not on that right now. I
Is
don't
it
got that.
is it because you're not looking, or is it because like
Um, I think I'm just dating with intention. So like, it's easier to weed out people when you're dating with intention. So like, if your goal is to get married, have a family, it's kind of like if someone shows who they are, it's kind of like, okay, next caller. Like, this don't make sense for me in the long run or in general.
so that's your like goal? Like you would consider that a goal?
Yeah, I want to have a family. I want to be.
I don't feel like that's a goal
fun.
though. I don't feel like because like a goal is like something that only you can do by yourself.
I see, like what you're saying. I mean, I feel like goal is the only way I can describe it though, because it's like a goal of mine is to get married and have kids. Yeah, I would say it's a goal.
I think it's natural, like it's just a natural thing.
Because
like
not everyone. No, I don't think so.
We all get. I mean, like don't
Because
get
not
me.
everybody wants that.
What? Not everybody wants what?
A family.
It's just natural. It happens. I mean, even if I'm talking about like this is no my own personal things in it, but you know, some people you can have the kids. You know what I mean? That's just natural. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, some people aren't around to take care of them and whatever. But like, this is all just natural things. I think like you finding a mate, procreating with them, right, things like that. I feel like that's all just a very natural.
So I think it should be a natural process. Yes, like I'm not out here like in a grocery store like, who want to be my baby daddy? Who want to be my hungry? You know what I'm saying? I'm not like that, but I'm just intentional. Where like, yes, like some people want to just have kids and they don't. Marriage is an obligation for them, where it's not like, oh, if it happens, it happens. But I just want to try to be intentional, because if I have kids, I want them to grow up in as much stability as they can. So I'm more intentional about my partner than anything. You know, I feel like kids, you can have kids with anyone, but you know, making sure it's with someone that
the right person
aligns. Yeah,
and those are the very, that's like the most important decision that you make
ever.
almost. That is who you really lay down, who you procreate with, and who you spend the rest of your life with.
Let me tell you, I feel like I'm really blessed to hang around a lot of like old heads and to be the youngest of 7 kids, where I've literally seen like people, what they go through. Like, I'm the type of person, I try to learn from other people.
Facts.
I really don't need to make
like, I was on that. Yeah, I was on that same time. I'm not even going front, man. I like, my sister is 7 years older than me. I watched my sister go through a bunch of crazy shit. I watched just my OGs and just my friends that were just in the wild, certain shit. I was like,
I don't want that.
Yeah, that ain't me.
Yeah.
But yo, we didn't even start the intro. We just, you know what I mean? I know.
Single.
Me and Ken made a little, you know what I mean? Started, you know what I mean? You didn't even press the timer, not even on, my boy. But so we gonna start it like this, man. It's Burn After Rolling. My name is BT. Know what I mean? Today we got a special guest. You know, long waited for this. You know what I mean? Entrepreneur, model, TV host, interviewer, media, you know, mogul. Now, me and my girl Emma Marie, what's going on?
What's going on? I live from the intros. I love that.
I mean, listen, you did a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
thank you.
You know, we gotta start from the beginning. So I know you was talking about, you know, family of 7 brothers and sisters.
Yes. Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me. I've been watching you guys like grow so much. I remember when we first started speaking, you had a completely different set. So I came here today like, hold up.
Was I in the living room, or was I in the studio at that point?
You were I don't know that it was a living room, but it looked like kind of like a reddish, darker table.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a different studio. Yeah.
It was that, but it's, you know, y'all getting better and better with your content, and I'm happy to be here. So thank you.
Yo, listen, man. I'm happy to have you. You know, like I said, I don't waited for your ass for a little hot second.
I be in and out of Long Island, in and out of New York and LA. You know, I'm bi-coastal, so when I come home, I try to like squeeze in my family, and try to. When I come home to New York, I feel like it's like I come home for solace and to chill, because LA is like, it is a rat race, and it's crazy. So when I do come home, you know, we're in Long Island, we get in the suburbs, you get to kind of, you know, walk around and like clear your head.
Yeah, I hear that.
But yeah, I'm the youngest of 7 kids. There's 5 girls and 2 boys. So definitely blessed, surrounded by a lot of love and being the youngest. but I get babied too sometimes. But
Are you spoiled?
that I feel like my siblings would think that I am, but I don't think I'm spoiled. I think we had enough, but we still had like that hunger in us to want more.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a good balance.
I hear that. I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
So, where are you from exactly?
I'm from Babylon Village, Long Island.
Like Babylon.
Big Long Island. Yes, Babylon Village. Not West Bab, not North Bab, Babylon.
Oh, you was sticking out in the white town.
Yes. Ironically, I'm wearing orange, but we're orange and black was our school, the Panthers. But yeah, no, I was like the only black girl in like all my classes.
And you being tall stature, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I know that experience, you stuck out a lot. Was a lot of things your fault, or like, when things went wrong, you just kind of, people just,
Well, yes and no. I feel like, I come from a family that my grandfather went to Babylon, and we were a big athletic family.
Oh, okay.
We played basketball, we ran track. So we actually, we got a lot of love, but you know how that goes. Like when you're younger, it's kind of like when little black boys are hanging around white girls when they're young, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they turn 18, and the parents of their friends are like, ooh, like, little Michael is grown now. Now they're fearful of him at 18. It's kind of like I watched that transition where it was like, oh, the cute little black girl in the family, to now when I come in Babylon, I kind of feel like when I walk into town, it's kind of like, who is this? And I'm like, I've been here since a little kid. Like, it's a weird thing. But back in the day, it was a lot of love. And it was also microaggressions and things that I think at that age I didn't realize.
Went over your head. Yeah.
But now, like, I look back at things and I'm like, whoa, that teacher was kind of racist. Or that coach was kind of like stereotypical. Like, I can recall certain things that in my school that I look back now and I'm just like, dang, yo, you really you dealt with like racism at the forefront as a kid.
And not for nothing, that's really just Long Island culture if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Like, people think because we're attached to New York City, they think, we have certain, like, we're diverse and nah, man. Like, it's almost like sometimes, like, I compare it to like down south, or like compare it to like going to like Alabama or something like that. As far as like the morals and some of the crazy shit you'll see, like, I'll be like, yo, y'all really, like, for what? Why do y'all, we in New York, bro.
Listen, I always say when I went to college in Maryland, shout out to Towson University, I went to Towson. It was right outside of Baltimore. And I felt like it was such a culture shock. And I never experienced that, like, being around so much people that look like me.
Yeah.
And I can say, like, granted, I grew up in a predominantly white town, but like my family, like, we were very aware of our blackness. We weren't one of them in school that was like, I never thought I was a white girl. Like, I knew, you know what I'm saying? My name was Emerald in classes full of like Jessicas and Ashleys. But I think, I think now.
Karens.
Yeah, like, I think now I'm really grateful that my parents and my father instilled like a lot in us and like made us feel very like proud of our blackness, because in a space like that, you can feel insecure about it. I remember having trouble with like accepting even my name because my name was so different. Even when they're calling attendance and they're saying Jessica, Ashley, Timmy, and then it's like Emerald, I thought my name was so different, But I embrace it now, But yeah, I definitely had a culture shock when I started moving around, but it made me realize how segregated Long Island is.
Facts.
And how much, how much we judge each other by the towns, and we don't really take the time to actually know. Because honestly, basketball is what got me, like, sports is what got me around Long Island and kind of got me a little bit more well known because we were excelling. But I remember what I went through with other towns, knowing like, oh, you're from over there. Like, it was interesting.
I was gonna say, in your parents, what did they do for work?
So my father was a criminal defense attorney. He had an interesting career with that because he really he went through a lot with his law license, and he dealt with a lot of racism that affected his career. He has a book coming out on it because it's so intense and it definitely affected our family. But so he was a criminal defense attorney more so when I was younger. But when I got older, he stopped practicing just because of some issues that happened with his job. And then my mom was a social worker.
So you come from two very educated parents, very educated background. Did you feel pressure from them ever?
Yes, especially because I'm the youngest, so all my siblings did their thing. Like my oldest sister, she went to NYU. she's excelled in sports. My brother, you know, he got his MBA and he's in finance. So everyone was kind of like making their way and finding their dream. But, you know, our parents they didn't play. You know, it was definitely like that's why I said, like, I feel like we had enough that we had what we needed, but we had that extra little drive in us to really excel. And so
this is a very unconventional career, obviously, as you know.
Yeah.
How did your parents take to? Because you know they want you to go. Well, I know you did go to school. You know, what did you go to school for?
Yeah, actually? So I actually went to Towson University. I actually majored in political science because I too wanted to go to law school.
Oh wow!
So when I graduated, I really struggled through college though. Like for real, like being a Division I athlete and handling, like my creative side of me was like bursting out while I was, you know, running Division I track and field, high jump, early morning lifts, all that stuff. And then that's actually when I started really getting around entertainment industry. But I'll get into that. But yeah, so I did go to college, ran track.
So you went you originally was going that law route.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about athletics in a little bit, but when you started doing that transition, how did your peoples kind of look at you? Like they was probably on some, what was you doing?
You know what? Surprisingly, not really, because my mother was a model. She, you know, I post some throwbacks all the time with my mom. Like she was, I feel like we had a good balance because my father was the academic, like really, really pushing school and like get your degree. That's something they can't take away from you, and get knowledge is power, you know? But my mom was also very smart in school too as well, but she was the creative. Like I feel like that's even me. Like I'm a tomboy. I used to play ball with my brothers at 5 a.m. We would take 500 shots and all that. Roughing around with like boys, literally growing up. And then like the girlier side is like my mom is very like, you know, she went to FIT. She modeled. She flew other countries.
Oh wow.
Modeling in her 20s. So I remember being younger and coming across her modeling portfolio, and I was like, yo, this is sick. Like literally, I always show people my mom's pictures because she just has like that old school, like black, like classic beauty. And so yeah, I seen the best of both worlds in that. So so I said to say my mom wasn't. She was kind of like, "What are you doing?" Because the times are so different now that in the way to become a model and to break into entertainment is a little different than back when she was doing it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And also at some point I don't know that my mom felt as supported in her career choices with that back in the day, so she kind of stopped and went the conventional way. So I think I reached that point where like my fearlessness and like boldness kind of like broke through, and she was kind of like, okay, like, you know, but she gives me my flowers all the time. Like, man, when you started doing this, we didn't know what she was doing. You didn't know what she was doing, but like it all starts to make sense. But sometimes like your vision is so loud in your head and you can't even explain it to people.
That's a fact.
That it's so like, it's frustrating, but I could say they were encouraging though.
How were you able to kind of net those thoughts in when you said that?
I would say, I feel like I talk about sports so much, but like the athlete in me, you know what, like, I don't know if you played sports, but like, you know, if somebody's talking shit, like you can't beat me, you just like, all right, watch this. It's like that feeling. I feel like in the beginning, some stuff I would do sounded crazy, and I didn't even really know if it was going to work, but it was like, cause I said it out loud, I was just like, yeah, all right, like, watch this. Like I had a lot of people say some real like passive aggressive stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That, you know, made me feel like, oh, okay, you know, that, you know, like when I was younger, I had a boyfriend when I was younger who, like, I remember I got my first booking with like modeling.
As a model also.
And I remember I called him like, girls are getting paid this rate, and it was probably like $200 to show up to something, or like a $150, which when, you know, you start modeling, you're like getting money for whatever. You're
$80
just,
good.
Like $50, I do it.
Facts.
And I remember I asked him like, I know these girls is getting 200, but they offered me 100, and he was like, I mean, you're not Tyra Banks, like you better get what you can get. And I was like, oh.
It makes sense, but as trying to support someone, trying to preserve someone's feelings, like, yo, I just had a situation like that. High key, I'm not even gonna lie to you.
So sometimes, you know, I have such delusional confidence that like you have to be insane to think like I'm gonna move to LA and become an actress. Like it sounds crazy, it sounds cliche, it sounds like a movie, you know. So I have delusional confidence that I think sometimes I expect people around me to have it too, like, you know. But I realize, like, even in college, some people see stuff in numbers, some people see things in colors. Like, I see things, I feel like, in like media. I have such a love for media and like production, and I couldn't pinpoint what it was. And that's the part I got frustrated early in my 20s, where I feel like my 20s I've spent just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. But because I didn't have a clear path, that's why people around me were like, "What are you doing?"
Do you ever worry about throwing stuff at the wall and worrying about throwing stuff at the wall and maybe you're not nailing it instead? Like,
Yeah.
and maybe not to say, because, you know, maybe forcing things isn't a good thing, but like, you know, I'm gonna make this happen no matter what. Fuck that.
Well, so yes and no, right? Because I think before I used to throw things at the wall and see if it stuck. Now I'm in a season of like, what's that quote that's like he who chases like uh many rabbits doesn't catch one or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Something like
when you're chasing like 5 things, it's hard to catch one. So I do think at one point I was spiraling, like, because I was getting introduced to so many different things. I was like, okay, I'm what I really started doing was like I started writing music treatments for rappers, and I was making videos. I was getting booked for music videos. Then I was like the type of model on set that I was just like, I can't just sit here in heels and a skirt. Like, I'm not like these girls like standing here. Like, I'm a creator. My mind was like racing. So that's really and I don't know if you're gonna ask me this later, but like that's really how I got started, because I was in college and I started taking pictures with a photographer on campus, and we both just wanted to create. And went from that to, hey, could you be in a music video? I ended up being in a music video. Shout out to Take Bangs. Take Bangs was signed to 300 Entertainment. I ended up saying I was sick that day with track practice, and going to the music video. I did the music video, and I'm sitting there in a dress, and like at the end of the video, I'm just like, I don't like the way this idiot video ends. So the director's like, I woke up to him. I don't know why I was so bold to do that, but I was like, I don't like this ending. Like, y'all should change it. And he was like, excuse me? Like, you're the model, go sit over there. Like, what are you doing?
He said that?
Like, he kind of like was like, all right, like, just go over there and hold. Like, he's excited, like something like that. And I was like, let me change my approach. I was like, I was like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to overstep, but I feel like in the scene I was getting married, and the rapper was leaving me for like, he's about to get married, and he wasn't done with the street, so he wanted to go back to other girls, right? So I'm getting married. I have a scene. I rip the veil off. I'm running. He gets into the car with his friends. And I just felt like I didn't feel it enough. So I was like, how about you get the moon right there? I'm walking. I throw the veil off. I light it on fire. And then you get the angle of the veil on fire and the moon. And he's just like, I didn't ask you, but I like that. So we filmed it. So the rapper Tate goes to the studio. He left early. And then when the video came out, Tate seen it. It was like, whoa, when we add this scene, shit is fire. Like at the end of the scene, I'm like walking towards the moon. I rip the veil off. They cut the camera. The veil lights on fire, and it just burns. And then like it cuts, and you felt it like more. And that's when I was like, whoa, I might be like. But at that time, I'm like, am I a creative director? Am I a producer? Like, I just didn't know what to call these things that I loved, or how I see like creating stuff, or like storytelling. So I started writing treatments for like rappers in Baltimore.
So modeling is what really kind of kicked the door, unlatched the door for you more.
Yeah. But I felt like what I always wrestled with too is like, my moral compass is like, okay, I never wanted to be another girl with like a string bikini and like heels on.
No Twerk Fest? No Twerk Fest 2K24 for you?
That was never my vibe. Like, so I always was like, okay, I want to have more, like, I recognize that I had like a love for being on camera, but I don't want to say in a completely wholesome way, because as I get older, like, I rested my femininity, and like, I'm also like, I like being sexy. Like, it's not like I'm just like, okay, I want to be a nun on camera. Like, no, but I try to be careful, because I do feel like what images I put out there, like, they're there forever, you know? And I want to be proud of what I do, like, to my parents and to my people.
How do you feel about IG's nipple policy?
Oh, what's the policy with nipples on IG?
You can show nipples now.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, social media is such a slippery slope, because I feel like social media has changed my life, and I'm like so grateful for it. But it's just out of control. I think. Like, I think that's, to answer your question, that's a little much. Like, I feel like
You're not gonna have the emerald nipples up there.
no. It's funny you should. It's funny you just asked me that too. No, not Kim Kardashian got nipple bras now,
You
so it's
feel
like
me?
free to nip. Like, I
feel
don't
me?
know what's going on, but I think we're like over sexualizing like everything today. It's too much. Like, I don't think that should be on IG, or I think it should be like, you know, those sensitivity screens before you click something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because it's like, and I honestly, I don't think I felt this way before, but I got nieces now.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I think about like them just freely online and just being like very in a very innocent way, if they grab your phone and see stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
granted you have to monitor your kids, right? It's not, you know, they shouldn't be on the same platforms, but I do think it's kind of like, man, it's kind of a lot now. It's a lot.
You think like Kanye West and them, like, well, Kanye West, like Nick Fuentes, I don't know if you're familiar,
Mm-hmm.
like all of them had a point when they said like social media just is like a new form of pornography.
Yes. I actually did some. I had an opportunity to work with Kanye a little bit last year. We did the Black Future brunch,
Wow.
and that was incredible. And I bring that up to say, like, when I spoke to him that day, that man, like, he's such a genius. I can't
It's a
even.
different breed, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get into, and I don't think I've even talked about this, what he said to me that day, and I'll talk about it. But like, I do feel him when he talked about it being like pornography, and it's a drug, it's attention. I see these little
Mhm.
girls, like when I was a little girl at this age, I was playing basketball, and like I was such a tomboy. I didn't even know what it like. I don't know. I wasn't cognizant of my body. The way these
Mhm.
little girls are, they look grown. They
Facts.
pop lock and dropping it on TikTok. Like,
Mhm.
I used to babysit a kid in college, and she just would want to watch Love and Hip Hop and stuff when she got home from school. And like when I got home from school, I ran right out the door to go play.
I feel like Teen Mom, like the show,
Kicked it off.
made it hot. Like
Yeah.
to just be a young mom. Like, cause back in the day, like, listen, my sister was a teen mom, and she kept that shit on the low for a little till the baby dropped damn near, till she couldn't keep it on the low no more. She kept it on the low.
Me and my friend always say, like, we got to bring shame back. That's what it is.
Yo,
We
son,
got to bring shame
I
back.
fuck with you. I fuck with
Like,
you. I fuck
there's
with
no
you.
now. There's
Fiend
no
shaming, slut shaming.
yeah.
Cause the fiend shaming, y'all, I'm tired of y'all with the fiend shaming. Y'all want to fucking coddle the.
Yeah.
My fault. I'm not even gonna get into it.
No, you're good. You're good. But we need to bring shame back because the shit, like Christian and Blueface, like, there's no way. Every day I see what I see. Like, it's just.
I don't think that's anything outside of like what's been. It's cyclical. We
Yeah.
had Bobby and Whitney. We had, you know what I mean. There's
Yeah.
always been just a toxic, like, especially in like and unfortunately there always happen to be African American.
Yeah.
But you know, in the I mean, even when they had what was the shorty that doodled in the bed?
Ooh, who?
I don't know. It was the two white people. I don't be knowing actors and actresses' names like that, but
I think I know who you're talking
the
about.
shorty that did cocaine in the theater. I mean, in the theater. I'm tweaking in the courtroom.
The one,
Amber Heard.
Johnny.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like wild shit like that is always kind of. They're just a little more posty about it, but then like behind closed doors, we see about all the herd and whatever nigga situation.
To your point, yes, like Bobby Whitney is no different than like their erratic behavior, right?
Mhm.
And like Blueface and Christian, like it's just the fact it's on full display now. We're
Mhm.
digesting it at higher rates and it's visible, right? So media has been such a shift, and me and my friends are journalists. We always talk about it now. Like, the state of journalism is so different now because before. Y'all remember we used to have to go home, wait till 106 Park came on to go watch. Like, our favorite celebrity was making an appearance.
But mind you, that was curated though. That was also spoon fed to you by people that wanted you to listen to. It was
Right, but now they're more emboldened to go on their page and you can see them go live.
Yeah.
So the exclusivity factor kind of changed, right? But all in all, it's just the way we consume it has changed so much that I think we're being exposed to, like, we didn't see Whitney and Bobby's behavior
not on a daily basis.
every day.
Yes, it was just like once every few
Yeah.
weeks. You know, you heard a little rumbling.
Yeah, every day. But yeah, no, I think social media is just like I like I said, I have a love hate for it because it's just overexposure of a lot of craziness. You know,
It was you know, the original conception. I'm all about original. I'm all about original.
Yeah.
We're at the root of everything, and the root of social media was just to connect people.
Yeah.
And it did that. But sometimes when you connect people and give everybody a voice, it's not necessarily the best thing.
Yeah. I think the part that bothers me, I'm not gonna lie, I know I'm not like the originator of like wanting to model, host, and all these things, but like I've loved media for so long, and so sometimes when I go on my timeline, I see like every podcast, every host, every girl I meet in life has model in their bio.
Oh God.
And it's to the point where when I meet like, say I meet like a guy or a friend and they ask me what I do, like I never really say, like I don't really say I model like that because it's just like
Oh, okay.
and I'm like nah, like I really had an audition for Target yesterday, like I really had to like, and it's like not that I felt needed to prove like no I really do this, but it's like it's almost like saying you're a model today is like if you say you're a rapper and you're a guy, like it's just so people don't take it because it's so diluted. I don't know if people take certain creative endeavors serious anymore.
I think all the creative endeavors for the most part are very diluted just off the fact of the internet alone and the fact that you know you can make a song on your phone, and or you could fucking take a little pic on your phone. You can take a sexy vid on your phone, and now you a porn star. You know what I mean? Like, bro, Cheek, you was in the group chat for this one. We had a group chat debate. I'm sorry I know you're a nice girl with your platform and all this, but it was literally, I had to break it down. Shorty's not the difference between a porn star and an OnlyFans bitch. Okay?
Okay, bring it down. What's the difference?
Porn star is production, real camera, like rig on the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Getting up in there, fluffers on the side. You know what I'm saying? Real.
Yeah.
We putting some chicken behind. It's a $10,000 production. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being nice, maybe. OnlyFans is busting. Listen, is hitting one of these and busting it open on your phone. That's it. And listen, may it be the real porn may have gotten 10,000 hits, and this shorty, the OnlyFans bitch, done got like 10 million hits. It don't matter, shorty. You still an OnlyFans bitch. You ain't.
So
you ain't no porn star.
The crazy about OnlyFans is like back to shame, right? Back in the day, if someone was a porn star, they were like, there was shame associated with that, right? And not that they're even like, I'm not judging them, but I'm just saying that's the reality of it. I don't think people were like walking around like proud. OnlyFans,
I don't know, cause like, you think like Jenna Jameson didn't walk around proud? She was lit.
Maybe true. Maybe she didn't care. But today it's interesting because it's like every girl can have like a girl be working at the hospital and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get off and film this scene. And you're like, damn bitch, like you like, or a girl be like a veterinarian and you're like, she got like veterinarian after dark, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's interesting because it's like every girl, like teachers, coaches, like your favorite like nurse.
Some motherfucking singers and rappers got that shit.
Yeah. So you know, I actually had I was supposed to interview a former porn star, Sam Mack, and we talked about the differences. And she's like an OG, like.
And I know she really probably takes that shit serious.
You know what she said? She made some valid points because she said the harm about OnlyFans is that one, people distribute people's content without knowledge, and like what goes into a porn scene is like consent, testing, and like a lot of very intricate like details, where with OnlyFans there's a safety component and like a carelessness that has made the consumption of porn like really harmful, which I mean, in my opinion, I think like porn is porn, like all of it is hiking harmful, but like the way
think it's horrible?
I think it can be. It can be, yeah.
All right, how can it be?
Because so I think it can be because, for one, I think it can be addictive. I think it can be I think for young boys, let's say for young boys watching porn, like it could create unrealistic expectations of women, whether it's the way they look, way they're literally they're scenes, they're acting. You know what I'm saying? So I think yeah, I think it can be. Like, I think there's addictiveness, like unrealistic expectations of women, of way, like, look at porn stars, like, even look at the way they look, like their body, like hairs and all of it. Some women do look like that. I'm just saying
There'd be some porno stars with a body like me. You can't necessarily say that. That's not unrealistic.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think I definitely do agree with the addiction as far as like it's not even more of a. I think there's just like getting caught in the lust. That's what I call it. I call it
Yeah.
getting caught in the lust. Like, you know, I'll go through periods where I will follow like some IG models if you will, or like you know a couple porn stars or whatever. And then there's times where I'm like, nah, I feel like it is like because once you follow one of them, now it's all over your explore page,
Slippery slope.
and
Yeah, yeah.
it's all over your explore page, all over like you can't even like I gotta get that shit the fuck up off my
I'm
timeline
laughing at you
sometimes.
because I used to follow, I followed some IG baddies, and one time I looked at my Explore page and I was like, it was just like ass all
Yo,
over. And
literally.
I was like, I think I was like on the train in New York, and I'm like, the person over my shoulder is like, this bitch, like, it just looked like I was looking at like just BBLs and like thongs, and I was like, hold up, this looks real crazy.
That shit's bugged out. Oh my god, yo, they be and it is no not for safe for work
Yeah.
thing when you're on the
Gotta dim your light.
the privacy screen.
Right.
How do you feel if a man had a privacy screen? Does that alarm you?
No, he don't want nobody in his business. Look at his bank account. Look what his text messages are. You know.
You be going through your man's phone or no?
I I don't like. You can't be my man if I don't trust you. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. Like if we get to that point that I have to go search, like I don't trust you, and I feel whether you don't make me feel safe in this, and I feel insecure or whatever, I just feel like we shouldn't.
Do you think would you rather have like a man who's more like central, like where you guys you can kind of not to say you can kind of travel and run about and he'll be home, or like do you want like a man who's just as busy as you?
Ooh, that's such a hard question. No, I would say, ooh, that's hard because I feel like I've thought about this both different ways. First of all, I hope to slow down a little bit and be home more. Like, I go hard in my 20s, but the goal is to not be like, I don't believe in hustle culture and going crazy, right? So, as a woman, I would want to be home more and my man be out and about. And I think relationships like that are nice because you give time to miss each other a little bit. But I don't know if I have a preference. Like, I feel like whatever my man like passion is, whether that's a traveling type job, then yeah. But if you're making passive income, you want to be home more, like that's cool too.
Do we have a benchmark for like our income?
I'm weak.
Or you gonna build up a brokey? Would you build up a brokey?
Oh, that's crazy. Like I've been never. I don't raise men like their parents should do that.
Nah, it's not necessarily raise him. You don't gotta raise him.
Build up a brokey sounds crazy.
Yo, listen,
Absolutely not.
it be like that sometimes. Sometimes you know what I mean. Niggas come in broke and then they come out on top. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
I think. Okay, I don't have a number that I want a man to make. Right, I really don't. And I will say I'm around.
Ken's calling Cap.
For real?
He's calling Cap.
No, I don't have a number. I really don't. I can't even talk about
40,000 a year.
Okay, but
he's mad nice.
No, time out. But here's no, because
he's fire. And he's fire.
So all my friends know I feel really passionate about this conversation. So
let's get it.
There's a lot of context to this.
Let's do it.
You're making 40 a year.
40 a year.
And what are you doing with your 24 hours? Are you making 40 a year and you're working on a business plan every day? You're reading, or are you playing spades, hooping and drinking, and you make $40,000 an hour? Like, where are you at? Because
He's a gamer.
So I don't know enough about gaming. Can you make money if you stick it through with gaming?
You can, but he just plays video games for recreation a lot.
No, if you're using your ample time to play a game that's not making you no money, and you're making $40,000 a year, like we don't live in New York, I don't live in LA, then gas is $6.
That's what I'm saying. He's a great guy. He's fire. All the qualities, but he's just making the 40K, but he plays mad video games.
So if he had all the qualities I liked, he wouldn't be playing video games making 40K.
Hold on. You wouldn't make the attempt to be like, hey, you know, you should maybe try to start a Twitch, start a streaming platform.
So I pay attention to qualities and qualities like ambition, leadership, hard work, right? If you had all those qualities, you wouldn't need a woman to tell you to get off a game to go make a business. Like I grew up with I got two brothers that like they don't play, like they really made some shit out of nothing, right? So, for example, like you asked about like the 40,000 a year, right? My brother, when he was early in his 20s, like he probably made like 40,000 a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was when my brother would come home from work, I remember walking past his room one day. He was laying on the floor, like sleep every night. He was sleeping on the floor, but he had a bed next to him, and I'm like, "Why are you sleeping on the floor? Like, get on your bed." And he's like, "Nah, like I got to sleep on the floor." And I'm like, "Okay." So then I asked him again, and he's like, "I sleep on the floor because it makes me uncomfortable." And like, he was looking for jobs every day, and he was making like a business plan. Like he's really making a plan, and he's like, "I'm not comfortable. Like I'm too comfortable here, and I'm trying to be uncomfortable." So I'm like, this is stupid. Like, it's not gonna make a difference when you sleep in the bed or the floor. Until months went by, this guy on the floor every night, and then one day I came home, he was sleeping in the bed, and I'm like,
oh, he made something.
I was like, yo,
shake.
I'm like, yo, you sleeping in the bed? Like, what happened? And he's just like, yo, like, and he got the job he wanted, and he did the things he wanted. So for me, like, I think this conversation online that we have with men and women about like how much we make is so dense to me because I don't think people pay attention to the character of the man for real. Like you asked if he had all the qualities you liked, but he made this. There's no way he would have all the qualities I like because he would not be okay with making that and being okay with not being his full potential. All I feel is that, like, I'm so passionate about what I do that I want to be with someone that, if you want to be a pizza man, you want to be like, I don't know, like a guitarist, just try to be the best at it. You know what I'm saying? That you possibly can.
So he makes $40K. He works in McDonald's, and he says one day I'm gonna own a McDonald's, and he's trying his best to work his way up the chain. Are you jacking it? Yes or no?
How old are we?
It don't matter. Oh, now how old are we? Now we gotta throw factors. Now we gotta throw some monkey wrenches in there.
Like it's
right now, right now at your age, you Emerald Marie, model, entertainer, all every title.
This is funny.
She's chilling. She goes to McDonald's. She has a cheat day. Goes to McDonald's. She wants a McFlurry. All right. Now you seen Lil Romy Rome. You seen Lil Romy Rome. Now I mean he's tall, dark, and handsome, looking like a nah. You feel me? Whatever your version of a nah is, that's what he is. All right. Hey. He treats you so nice, like he just gives off this energy. It's like, oh my God, it's infectious. All right, you're feeling him. You're really feeling him.
Okay.
Now he makes that move. Hey sis, what's your, you know what I mean? Maybe we can get into contact. You know, what's your IG? Yeah, then y'all move further than that. You know. Then he says, yo, I you know, I'm in this cashier and all that, but I'm gonna work my way up. I'm gonna be the manager one day, and then one day I'm gonna own this motherfucker.
So.
Man, there we go. I knew how to get her.
No, like, and if I'm being honest, I wouldn't even say it's completely a no. It's not.
Okay.
However, I just need more like, even that, like people fall in love with potential every day, right? Of like, okay, I can say I'm gonna be so and so one day, but it's like, what are you doing? What does your everyday look like? I don't know. I just feel like I need more context. Like,
I mean, that's enough context right there. I gave you the whole intro of meeting him and everything.
I really don't care what someone does for a living. I can say the only thing, and this was what I would say, like B. Simone got a lot of flack for. Do you remember when she said that she can't deal with a 9-to-5 guy or something like that? Mm-hmm. I think it just depends on what type of quality of life you want, what it looks like with like time and like what you want for your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I do think everyone is on this bandwagon where every girl wants a man that makes 100,000. Most men in their 20s do not see that. Most women, most people in their 20s don't like see that, right?
50,000.
So I think people got to be a little bit more realistic. Now, I will say, and I mean, my homegirls always talk about this.
Talk about it.
I will say it kills me when I see girls online who have these ridiculous demands for men, because I just feel like our dating pools and exposure is so different. It's so different. So yes, like if I'm a girl and I'm 25 and I'm at McDonald's with a man that's your example, or I don't know, a guy who makes like 85, let's say, and has a more like passive 85 too. So like he got time. He's giving you the things. You know, you're lavish
Oh, he's
this, you're
giving you the
this, you're moving around.
things.
Like, I mean, like,
Do
going
your
out to dinner
homework.
and moving around, whatever the things that it's like, that's a no brainer that a girl's gonna pick. You know? So I just feel like it just depends on, like, I think your options too. And
Sounds
like
like you like a little trapper, huh?
No.
Listen, that nigga. I know trappers got time.
I
I
wasn't
know.
saying.
That's
I don't
all I'm
want,
saying.
no, I don't like trappers. I don't want to worry about if my man's about to get locked up, and I don't got time for that. I'm not about to hold you down in no court. I'm not doing that.
No.
Girls be holding down. No, I don't have the bandwidth for that. No, I don't. No.
So you wouldn't hold your man down if he went to jail?
But like, if again, it's
Man.
But like,
You learning
yes,
a lot about
yes,
you.
I would. But like, but what are we doing, babe? That's making you go to jail?
What if he got into a little altercation? And
Oh, for sure.
He had to handle
Yeah, for sure.
But he got to do like a solid little 5-8 years.
My
stretch.
man has been my husband because I'm single until I'm married.
Wow.
Like my husband or like a boyfriend?
Hold on. Wait. What do you mean you're single until you're married?
You know when you check your taxes off, it says
No.
single.
So you're telling me that if a man starts dating you, you don't take it serious?
No, I'm not saying that.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like you're trying to get me caught up in my
I'm not. I'm just having a conversation. I'm one of the girls right now.
If I'm dating, I take you serious. I'm just saying, what are we doing that's gonna have us end up in jail? Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm not gonna be at this big age. I'm not dealing with someone running around here doing shit that can get them locked up. If something happens, for sure, like something happens, I make sure my man's straight. But I would hope he's smart enough to not put himself in that position. That's all I'm saying.
Would you date a rapper?
No.
A lot behind it. Too much craziness.
The lifestyle.
Chaos, right?
Yeah.
You don't feel that you thrive in the chaos?
Not that type of chaos. Rappers. I mean, I dated an NFL player, and that was stressful.
I wanted to ask who, but I'm not gonna ask. Never mind. Almost.
Yes, it's a lot. I think a lot of girls think they want that until they're around it. I live in LA. This shit is wicked. This is like, it's wicked.
When you moved, when you dipped out to LA, what was like the first quality you noticed between the people?
Oh my gosh. Thirst, clout, attention seeking, self-centered, you know what I'm saying? Like thirsty, like thirsty. I think but then I also will say a lot of people have a lot of things negative to say about LA, but I will say I did see all of that, but I also see like sisterhood, unity, and like people looking out. Like I've been so blessed in LA that I've seen both sides of it though. And I was able to weed out like some shit fast because it was
Do you feel that sisterhood and that that group or whatever, that community you built, was that initially, or that had to be like after some time, or like after you got into some kind of fold, right?
I think that I went out there knowing like a few people from media, just because a lot of the girls on red carpets knew each other. And so I kind of knew one person, and then they introduced me to their core people. But I always say with LA, like it really is what you make it. Like some people go off what they see and hear, and then that's like you touched on LA and you're like, I heard people are fake here. It's almost like you almost start to attract that. You almost start to like, that's all you keep hearing. It's like when people come to New York, everyone's rude, and then we
are rude. Though.
You project, yeah. You start to project it though. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you do attract what you put out. I could say I led with love out in LA, and I really did receive that. But no, off rip, I but I just said to somebody the other day too. The way I navigated LA, if I were to do it all over again, like moved again, I would have did the same thing. Like again, I remember just going to the basketball courts, right? Not dressed up, nothing, just went to go hoop. There's something about sports, especially as a girl, where I'm not like, they're not seeing like the Instagram verify what you're doing. I just started playing with people like at the courts, but I live in North Hollywood. So next thing you know, I'm playing with someone. Oh, you just moved here? What you do for a living? Oh, I work for Old Network. Oh, that's what's up. Oh, yeah, I'm a producer, just shooting some hoops. Oh, I'm a director. Oh, I'm this. I'm an agent. Like that's LA. So even in just the everyday activity, you're meeting people, but it's not leading with the like who are you? What do you do for me? I did notice that that's how everyone introduced themselves. They wanted to know your follower account. Like they see that you're verified. They wanted to know like who you knew or what you did. So it was a lot of that for sure.
Do you feel that people are a little more short with those with the less clout?
Yeah, I think people out there are trying to see what the next person can do for them and how they can use you. So then it's like if you're not usable, they probably like dispose of you.
Hmm.
You know, but some people don't realize there's longevity in getting to know people like for the long haul or like really seeing who they are because you never know. One thing about LA, you never know who people may become.
That's a fact. That's
You
one
know, so
thing.
you can
Yeah.
sleep with somebody now and you know they blow up because they LA is really land of opportunity. You can really
That's a.
pivot.
I mean, it's not in L.A., but one time I saw 6ix9ine at a showcase. I did a showcase with 6ix9ine back in the day.
Mhm.
Back in the day. I just remember saying, "Who's this white boy screaming?" And I was like, I didn't fuck with him at all. I didn't, not and I grew to like his music later on before the whole even whatever. But I just remember who the fuck is this white boy? And then a couple years later, I just see, oh shit, Gummo going crazy. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like what the fuck? But
that was like my 21st birthday. I was in the section with Cardi. Used to before everything. And we was drinking, partying up, and all that. She was just a lit girl on IG in New York.
mhm.
You know, like my friends used to go to the strip club and see her. Then it's like Cardi's who she is now. Like
I know it's
it'd be like
crazy.
that. You never know.
Do you get starstruck sometimes? Actually, you know what? Better question than that. Fuck the starstruck. You ever got caught slipping, like looking like dog shit around someone you really wanted to talk to?
uh, I don't think so. Well, I will say that I may have thought I looked like not the best at the moment, but I realized like y'all men like us when we like on like chill mode.
Niggas don't
Like so
care.
when I leave the gym,
Yeah.
so like okay, for example, the gym I go to, it's a lot of like I see some like random famous people sometimes out there when I go hoop or different open gyms.
Hmm.
So for me, I was gonna say yes, but like now that I think about it, more dudes trying to talk to me when when I'm hooping or when I go for a run, more than like me wearing a dress and heels. So I thought like I ran into somebody who I see that I didn't look like dressed up. But now that I think about it, like I was just wearing like athletic wear and they like men seem to appreciate that.
Hmm.
Like, I used to wear like bust down weaves and all long nails. Like I cut my hair off and I'm like super natural now. So for me, like I look the way I wake up and I walk around, I don't it's just like the same. Like
I feel that. I feel that.
so I don't think I looked busted, but I was on some chill mode.
I mean, as busted as you can be per se.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah, yeah. So
what I mean?
yeah.
Another thing about LA. Well, I'm surprised I didn't hear you say the fake love.
Oh, yeah. Um, it does feel that people gravitate towards like if you're doing something big, then they definitely get the congratulations and all that, but they're
Hmm.
not like concerned about your well being as a person, And so it is interesting how like I feel like I've noticed that like I had appendicitis and I was in the hospital randomly in LA and that's when I really started to peep like who were the
Hmm.
girls that would hit my phone on some like are you going to Chris Brown's party, you going to Diddy's thing, whatever, versus like I was in the hospital, I was down bad and I told some girls like yo what you do this week, I'm like yo I'm in the hospital, took a pic like yo I had appendicitis and emergency surgery. One of my homegirls like flew in from Turks, like came straight to the hospital, and she's a girl
That's
that be
good.
on the carpets with me and be out. And she had flowers. It was like, girl, you good? Like, you get you some food. Versus the girls that were like, oh, you're not going. All they heard was like, you're not going to the party, not you're in the hospital. Just hang up the phone, like,
That's crazy.
So I started to realize like who was like my people, my tribe.
You'd be surprised, especially navigating through the industry of people. Like, it's crazy how many people like, especially if you kind of go through a rut, you go through some shit or whatever, they'll forget about you very fast.
Yes.
Do you worry about like because you said you want to slow down? I'm sorry to cut you off,
No, you're
but
good.
you say you want to slow down one day. Do you ever like worry about that? Like they forget about you because it's quick.
Um, I will say I don't really feel like I do this for the approval of others. I have like a real passion for this shit. So, like, of course, it feels good, right? When I post certain things and people like congratulate me and rock with it. But I can't say I don't do it. I was doing shit way before the applause
Mm-hmm.
came, and I was on cloud nine with it, like for real. So for me, like, yeah, I do think the spotlight can help you maximize what you're doing, but
Mm-hmm.
nah, like, I think I've seen this industry in such a way that I'm so like I'm good. Like Like, I see the way they love you when you're on top and when they don't, just from certain artists and stuff. You know, we see it every day with people. They like have like love trades for like Lotto. They like, they hate her tomorrow. Like, you know, Holly and Chloe, they like love them, then they like, hate them and they call them ugly and then they win a Grammy. Like, it's just ups and downs, right? Even Beyonce gets that hate and love. But I don't really worry about that. I just, my goal isn't to be famous, is to be significant, to try to like, you know, appease the childhood emerald inside of me that has goals. I don't really like care for all that. You know?
Can you walk me through the Halle Berry situation?
Oh yeah, for sure. So when I first started doing journalism, like black media just has a continuous problem not really being respected like that. You know, on red carpets, in the media rooms, it's not a lot of us in these spaces behind the scenes. And so we were at John Wick 3 movie premiere in Brooklyn. This is when I first started doing journalism. And her publicist basically was trying to like skip myself and Lamar, who was a part of black. I was with a black owned outlet. He was with another minority owned outlet, and they try to skip us. And you know, I start just asking Holly my questions. You know, the problem with them skipping us was like the way carpets are set up, they usually put like the E-News and the certain predominantly like white outlets first. They put like the Ebony, the Essence, the BET down at the end. And the problem that causes is when artists are walking down, by the time they're about to get to the theater, they end up running out of time, or they start to rush you. Or they try to do these like asinine like group questions where they put the mic in and everybody crowds around. And the problem with that, you're not even getting an exclusive. You're getting a soundbite that everyone else is using.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So all these black outlets, they're getting the same sentence, whereas they up top got to ask like real questions. So the person tells me, you know, I can't interview with her. And the part that was alarming to me was like they skipped us. And I'm thinking like, okay, she better go inside. They skipped us and went right next to us. So we like, oh, y'all just not fucking with us. Like, so I'm like, I'm 5'10" in heels. So I just bogart with the mic, like, Holly, like asking her my questions anyway. And then she turns around, like, and she goes over to Mar, gives him a hug, comes over to me, gives me a hug, and we interview. So later that night, you know, I made a video online, and I just like I got really emotional just because I started to notice this a lot. And my video was more so to pay respect to Holly and give her flowers, not to really like come for the industry and the powers that be. But it was really well received. You know, I woke up the next day on my way to work. It's a rumor report in the Breakfast Club. D.L. Hughley starts talking about it. Steve Harvey, Wendy Williams. I get to work and then I see a DM from Halle Berry, and I was just like, whoa, like,
oh man.
And it was just like that whole moment changed my life. Like it really did. It really made me encouraged. Like I had journalists from around the world telling me the racist shit they dealt with at work, but they were too afraid to speak up. And it really started like, or I don't want to say started a movement, but it continued an already conversation that was happening about how racist these PR agents are. And
it's not even racist about the PR agents. It's you said it before. It's the powers that be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And at the same time, Jason Lee, shout out to Hollywood Unlocked, Jason Lee, Keisha K, all of them, they really helped me a lot in my career. But at the same time, Jason Lee just went on the Breakfast Club talking about how the PR agents, and it really is the PR agencies though. Like a lot of PR agencies are white owned, and they're the ones that dictate the interviews, and they're the bridge between talent and media. So unfortunately, a lot of our people feel like mainstream equals white equals bigger, I'm on.
Of course.
So sometimes they forget about black voices. So I just, spoke up for black voices, and it really, it just started something in my career, put a fire up under me, and now, really blessed. And Holly's been a friend, a mentor, my girl. She's invites me to, when she has events, when she has premieres. So it's been a blessing.
Would you rather have your own platform or work for a platform?
Definitely my own ownership for sure. Like
I'm saying, like, let's just say you're making, let's just say the 1 mil working for yourself, or you're making 10 mil working for TMZ type shit. But you gotta follow their script.
Yeah, nah. That's why I haven't. If y'all notice, I don't really work for a main outlet right now. Like I like my freedom.
That's partner with them or something?
Yeah, I be doing like real partnerships and that's very intentional. A lot of people ask me why have you tried to work for like E-News, BET. this industry, I've seen it in such a way that I just don't want to be a part of the circus sometimes, and the freedom that strips you. That a lot of times, a lot of my friends work for networks and they're not allowed to do their own thing on the side. So it's like coming in every day and you're, you have Jay-Z coming, you have all these people sit down with you, but you can't even use this for your own like shit. Like
you say people can't start their own platforms. Stephen A. Smith has his own podcast, and ESPN promotes it. And it's crazy to see like how ESPN's actually supporting that. I'm very surprised to see like a mainstream company like that even support or like give advertisements. I mean, I'm pretty sure they might get a little piece of it. But
I will say like Stephen A. has created such a brand and he's become such a name that I think like he on a different level to do that. I think starting out he would never be able to, but I think people are noticing that they have power in this and they have a voice in this, and it's the culture is shifting a little bit more to be more independent. Entrepreneurship's just like growing.
So as far as your end goal, where do you see yourself?
I see myself. So media was like the vehicle that like took me into the entertainment industry. But when I got to LA, I got signed as a model. And now, I just signed today to Bridge Models in New York.
Okay. Did the horn scare you?
No, it didn't. So I will say that I think right now, like I see myself having my own product line for sure. I used to have a skincare line. Didn't know what I was doing back then, but I'm definitely gonna come back with it. But I want to just be my own, like, I want to partner with brands. I want to bring others' vision to life. I definitely want to come back home to Long Island and do some creative endeavors. I'm already working on those plans now. But I want to just continue to work in the beauty industry and media industry, and just kind of like merge the two a little bit. I definitely love modeling. Like working with brands have taught me so much because they all function so differently. And you get to kind of be like a spokesman for a different brand. So I want to do that as long as I can. Commercial and print work you can do for a long time. It's a little different. You don't got to be like on some runway shit. You can do Target ads forever. But I want to sell modeling. I want to definitely have my own nonprofit at some point, and do some things for like younger Black women for sure. And acting is something I take acting classes now. Acting is something that I'm not really, I haven't been like vocal about. A lot of people don't know I take acting classes and I'm working towards like getting better at acting, but that's something that I definitely want to do.
Have you done improv yet?
I have. I did a class. I did some classes in New York and in LA, but I want to do some more. So
you want to do some improv right now?
Not right now, no.
I'll be the McDonald's guy.
Oh my! I will say, acting's one thing that like acting requires you to be so vulnerable, and my vulnerability is like, whew, acting is different.
You're on camera though. How do you? I mean, I guess you're putting other people on the platform, so I guess it's different. But
you know what's funny? People assume because you're on camera that you're like comfortable with like every part of being on camera, but like being on camera with modeling, being on camera doing a runway, being on camera and hosting, and even podcast is so different. Like the red carpet there's a lot of moving parts. It's different, and then even just sitting in studio, like this is probably my most comfortable, like being able to sit. But carpets are just like, oh my gosh, just so many moving parts. But yeah, no, acting is definitely very vulnerable. So
I can see you being the next Nia Long.
Thank you, man. I love her.
What about the Burbs? Talk to me about the Burbs.
Oh yeah, let's get into that. So, lately since I've been in LA, I don't know if it's just being missing home, but I felt like when I started going back and forth a lot, I mean by coastal, I kind of looked at Long Island in a different lens, and I felt like, I don't know, like Long Island just never really got the respect that it deserves. There's so many creatives here, like y'all are over here making a powerhouse out here in Coram, and it's like people, I think social media is allowing us to see different spots. And when people hear New York, they just obviously, even in LA, oh, you from Brooklyn? I'm like, no, I'm from Long Island. And I say that shit proud because people be quick to associate you doing some dope shit to New York City. So for me, like, I'm a black girl from the burbs, so I'm just like I'm proud of that, and I feel like sometimes people try to make us not proud of that, and they try to
Yeah.
have these like preconceived notions about being from the suburbs. You know,
Mhm.
whether they think, oh, shit is sweet because you're from the suburbs, or you had no hardship, no struggle, or they just trying to make you feel the reverse. Like if you did have some stability and structure, it's like, oh, you're corny, you had this, like.
Mhm.
And I think it's stupid. We're the only race of people that I feel like do that stupid shit of trying to like make fun of if you had hardship or if you had your parents gave you abundance. It's like very confusing.
Niggas got made fun of for getting good grades.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, was I supposed to be in the street? Like, was I supposed to be, So it's definitely it just made me like anything I do, I want to stay true to me. Like my story is I'm a black girl from the burbs, and I've like, but I'm worldwide now. Like I'm in London, I'm in Paris, I'm in LA, I'm in New York, so yeah, I started a page on Instagram. That's how it started, where I just started kind of like showing a lifestyle and certain encouraging words to girls that are from the burbs. And then I made some shirts, Black Girl from the Burbs. I started making shirts from Long Island. This is my shirt.
Okay.
And then I
Where's
have
my
like,
shirt at?
oh, I got you. Then I have like phone cases. I say made in Long Island, and then Black Girl from the Burbs.
That's tough.
So yeah, I started. Oh, let me see you see the phone case. You see it. But yeah, I just feel like I didn't realize how much like I went on TikTok and I started looking up like Black Girls from the Burbs. It's like a whole like series. Like
I didn't know that.
yeah, and I started to realize like if you're from the burbs, no matter what burbs, like say you from Virginia, Chicago, if you live next to inner city and you're on the outskirts, you kind of deal with the same like little quirky jokes that people make about me from the suburbs and like suburbs, and also like what that lifestyle is. You know what I'm saying? So there's some unity in that, but I definitely want to like Long Island for us to be able to like be on the map way bigger and better. You know.
You were at that Long Island charity game the other day.
Yes, that was dope.
What happened with Coco?
Oh my god! First of all, I was playing in the charity game, so to be honest, I really don't know like that because I was on the
That
court.
shit started way before the game, bro.
Did it?
I mean, from my knowledge, I think it did.
Shout out to the Coco show, man.
Yeah, shout out to the
I
Coco.
love Coco.
That's my dog right there.
He's been supporting me for a long time, and all I know is he stood up for a black girl. That's what I heard. I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay.
Do you know?
Well, I mean, I know a little bit, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
I wanted your story.
No,
I wanted your side.
I truthfully, the charity game. Shout out to Splash. Shout out to VIP. Shout out to Big Suffolk in the building because we definitely beat Nassau. We definitely beat Nassau.
How many points you dropped?
Listen, I don't even want to talk about it because
you was a little.
Yo, it was not my best day. It was not my best day.
It was
not my best day. But nah, the game was lit. I was really happy to be a part of that. I was happy I was able to come from LA and do it because that's some shit we need out here. So it was dope. I loved it.
I gotta ask you one more basketball question, and this might be a little edgy.
Okay.
I've heard some. Actually, you know what? I've heard some things because this isn't necessarily coming from me. This has been a long running debate in my Xbox party. A state championship boys high school basketball team. Do you think that they could beat the national championship Division I team?
I just see something about this too. For women.
For women, yes.
No.
Why do you how do you figure? Like I'm talking about like an Oak Hill, like with Mello and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like on that level.
I'm a rap for my ladies. I'm sorry.
Nah. How many dudes? I just wanted to know.
Because I'm really that girl loving basketball that's like, I could play better than you. I'm a girl. I'm the wrong one to ask.
You ever did a jump shot for someone's heart?
Yeah. Why was I about to answer that? I really yo, guys really like girls that could hoop.
That's fire.
I did not know that.
That's a fire trait.
I did not know that. Like when dudes, yo, I can tell a dude I do something other shit. Then they find out I hoop. All of a sudden, I'm like, in their eyes, they're like, "Oh, you a hooper?"
Liddy.
Like crazy. And so I be playing up on that sometimes. Like, yeah, I hoop.
It's a little cheat code.
It is a cheat. Like I've been. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all. When I first moved to LA, I met Chris Brown. I went to a house party thing with him, right? We're all in the studio. All these girls, I kid you not, Chris walks up. He's like, "Oh, how you doing? My name is Chris." I'm like, "Nice to meet you." So these two girls is next to me on this chair, like grinding, like dancing. I'm telling you, like they were doing the most, like damn near kissing each other, trying to get his attention. So he's like, I see him like kind of look like whatever, and I'm like, yo, it's nice to meet you. Like, my friend that's a producer introduced us, and I was like, it's nice to meet you. I said, I said a big fan of your work, like respect. But respectfully, I really want to beat your ass in basketball because you're not that nice. Yo, he looked at me like, who, me?
So you, that was your little Riz on CB.
Like,
all right.
So no, it wasn't even like that. But
right,
so I'm like, you're not like that. He's like, what? Nah, say word. He's like in the homie on wit. He's like, yo, she hoop. He's like, she alright or whatever. I'm like, man, I was hooping today. Like, peep my story. So I show him like I hoop. And we started talking for like mad long about basketball and like, he tried to tell me that he was from Harlem. I'm like, aren't you from Virginia? But anyway, we started.
That's a little secret story niggas don't know, but
that he's from.
He has Harlem ties.
Yeah, no, he told me.
With the
I was shocked.
You ain't notice he was, when he first came out, he was on the Get Light shit heavy.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. I thought he was capping. I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was capping.
I'm a big Chris Brown fan.
Yeah, so, but I say it to say, like, even in a room full of chicks, everybody be dressed up, heels back. Yo, I said I play ball. Dudes lose their mind. Like,
yo, I'm telling that athleticism and female, like, it's kind of fun because, like, all right, you can't always like do like the sports shit with every female, man. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like that one little element, like, it kind of, I'll say this, like, as far as my relationship goes.
Are you in a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay, gotta drop a bomb for that. Drop a bomb for
I don't
shorty.
got a bomb, but I got a. Man. But in my relationship, my girl is like, she likes the rough tumble shit, like, you know what I mean, like, and I appreciate her for that. Like, it kind of almost like it gives me that little, because every guy needs that rough little, you know what I mean, that almost that little. Every this gonna sound weird. It's like the Drake bar. But every guy kind of needs that girl with the little guy quality in her. Like that, like whatever that he enjoys to do with his homies.
Yeah, it's like a little homie in you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but like,
I think those are the best relationships when it's like, you're like a friend for real.
My girl will literally, like, I'll be like, yo, lay down. And she knows I'm about to come off the top rope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might come off the top rope in a couple different ways.
That was crazy. She said, tell my girl to lay down.
Nah, like, I'm going to be like, yo, can I try this wrestling move on? Like, I watch wrestling, so I'll be watching, like, something on wrestling. I'll be like, yo, can I try this on you real quick? And
I will say, if you're that type that you like sports and your girl sitting there nagging, like, I don't want to watch football, like, I can see how that shit's annoying. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a real sports head. Like, I love sports, so it's something that anyone I've dated before we've been able to like bond off that. So it's dope for sure.
It's like a cheat code almost too.
It is. I was like, yeah, Chris, I play ball. Trying to see me 1-on-1, like.
Did you get the number?
No, I wasn't on.
You ain't get the digits?
No, I've talked to him a few times, but not like on that type of time. I wouldn't try that, but I wouldn't want. Not that way.
I don't think she's. I don't. Anyway.
You don't believe nothing I say.
It's because I don't believe a lot of things a lot of people say. It's okay. It's me. I'm one of those.
No. You know what? I really out there in LA. I be trying to like not get caught up in things. So I keep it real cute.
It's a big city, but it's like that network especially is very small.
Your reputation precedes you, so you can't be on no.
Can't be a little yapper out there.
Nah, you gotta.
I mean, you can't. And the crazy thing is, like, in LA, you kind of can though. That's kind of the culture, low key. But
it's like it's whole pimp culture out there, sugar daddy culture out there,
big sugar.
OnlyFans culture out there.
Would you? I was gonna say, would you ever do sugar daddy and like give the sugar per se? But if you had like an old nigga that was obsessed with you, would you accept that little bag?
I mean, I accept gifts. Will I receive a gift from an older man?
Send them gifts, my boy. Send them fucking gifts. Yo, when shorties you put like the little cash app for their birthday and shit, like whatever, I usually request money from them.
Do you really?
And I request like $1,000. I'll do some wild shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And I'll be like, because you'd be like, spoil me for my birthday. and I'll write in a little message, "Happy birthday," and then
Yeah.
it'll be like a request for like $1,000.
Yeah.
It's never hit, but you know, you got to try. Keep trying. Jordan
Nah,
says
I haven't done that yet, but I need to throw that up in my bio next birthday. Next birthday is a big one.
high key, like you're kind of lit, so you can probably be like going out for drinks with the girlies, spoil us, or like pay for
Yo,
us.
he really thinks I got like endless.
It's no. It's not that I think. It's just because like I know females with far less.
Yeah. That get
far less that can get the whole fucking night comp.
Yeah.
So if shorty that is one not as good looking as you, and two with a fucking fraction of the following that you have, if I can see them conquer this quest, I know that you can fucking knock this motherfucker out the
Sometimes I
park.
be thinking if I put my Cash App up and everybody that follows me gives me $1, I could buy a home, put a down payment down. Okay. So I feel you on that. But,
listen, and if all the old men that follow you give you 50,
yes,
you might be able to start buy a little McDonald's for Romy Rome.
Yo. I'm about to get bad McDonald workers in my DMs. Like,
yo, listen.
I used to love McChickens. I don't eat that now no more though.
You on your little kimchi, little LA fucking good gluten-free diet?
I'm weak because I am gluten-free.
Got him.
I'm dairy-free and gluten-free.
Oh, man.
For real.
Have you always been dairy-free, or is this like a new thing?
Yeah, no, when I was younger, I didn't really fuck with dairy. Yeah. But I do the cheesecake. I fuck with cheesecake.
Would you go on cheesecake for your first date?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yo,
would you go on church?
Let me tell you, an NBA player took me to Fridays on my first date.
I mean,
so we all girls be sitting on this. Listen,
that's different though.
How?
Because he's an NBA nigga, and so it's already like established that we know the bag is there. Like he's just this is just
a test.
There was no expectations. There was no expectation set really. Like it was already not even an expectation. There was no room for imagination. Like you knew the bag was there. Boom. Like the nigga could take me to fucking McChickens McDonald's right now. The bag is there.
This is true.
I gotta get this nigga to fall in love.
But I'm really, yo, you're funny.
I'm not funny.
No, you are. I gotta get this nigga to fall in love. It's crazy.
I mean, that's not the goal. Oh, all right.
You said no goals earlier with families and shit.
Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm talking about the goal of getting the bag through the man.
That's not the goal.
No, in that scenario.
No, I hear you.
Yes,
See, I'm trying to do what you did to me. Like,
I got you. We're playing the semantics game.
Right.
Got you.
Nah, but that shit, it's crazy though when I see girls like really like the whole conversation with the money and all of that. It's just wild. Like, I don't know. I think we hold like men today to a high standard with some like providing, but some of these girls are bummy, like real bummy, requesting like some wild shit, and they don't got shit going on.
Facts. No
accountability. It just be kind of weird to me.
If you can't buy it for yourself, you should not ask someone else for it.
Yeah, it's wild. Like priorities all fucked up, and they all think everyone wants a Birkin. Everyone thinks they're at the same, like, it's just weird. Like,
do you believe in the X amount of dates before you give it up, or a certain timeline before you give it up, or is it like however shit may play out?
I think you can't put numbers and metrics to shit like that. Like, because if you just go through the motions and say every 3 dates in, it's like you go to the movies, you niggas, y'all didn't even say nothing to each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could go get a drink real quick. You're intoxicated. Like, and then
I mean, that's where that might lead to a little
right. Before you know it, you're at date 3, and it's like, okay, this is like
date 2 could lead to some shit if y'all niggas get a little saucy.
This is true.
And you know what I mean, if Romy Rome is really, you know what I mean, if you feeling yourself on Romy Rome,
I feel like I'm gonna have a Rome hit me up. Like, I'm Romy Rome.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know where Romy Rome came from. But that's a great name. Man. That's a fucking great name.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Have you ever had like a girl like be real blatant with the whole money shit? Like, cause I feel like I see this stuff online, but a girl's like that aggressive, like pay my rent, like Like you just met, like.
I've had girls like ask me, like the furthest I've gotten in that lane is like girls, because like that's like a new found thing recently, and I haven't been dating. I've been, I haven't been really like, I've been in a relationship for a long time.
Right.
So like, like I was pretty young. Like I was like about 24 when 24, 25 when me and my girl got together.
Oh.
It's been about 7 years now. So like back then I never really, I'm gonna be honest, like I was on some timing back then. I was doing some shit. Like I wasn't really on no date type shit. None of that. I was on some more like pull up, can get, you know what I mean?
I see.
Get up out of here type shit.
The girls was just pull it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I had some dry nights, you know what I mean?
Okay.
These
Gotta shoot. Gotta be a shooter. Gotta try.
Yo, I feel like this is, man, I don't want to make this about me, but I feel like me and one of my co-hosts on my weekly show, we invented sliding in the DMs, I think.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like I remember this is
That's the way you used to shoot
MySpace
your
from
shot?
MySpace days. This is how I know I feel like I invented it. It was in MySpace. But we didn't know what we were doing. It was almost like anything before it becomes a term, you're just doing it. You don't even know. Yeah, I feel like we invented that shit.
Before the song goes down in the DMs, y'all were already.
It was already going. The DMs was already going down.
Got it. Okay.
It was, what was it? What was it in on Facebook? It's the PM. Was it a PM?
Facebook
private message.
Yeah.
Yo, listen.
I used to hate when people used to write on my wall like check your messages.
Son,
I used to hate that shit. Like, why are you announcing to everyone to check your fucking? Why would you do that? I see it. I didn't open it for a reason.
Before online etiquette was a thing, I remember like I'll never forget like this little questionable chick that whatever. No one's perfect. I remember she commented on my picture one time, babe, with a heart. I just was like, wow, like
everyone gets notified. Like
this is crazy.
Everyone can see it.
But this is MySpace days. I'm talking once more.
Okay.
You know what I mean? This, like I said, this is before social media etiquette was like a thing.
I see.
It's funny to see old heads on social media. That's like the greatest thing ever.
Honestly, I get more older men in my DMs. Like, I don't know where the men my age are, but I am in my 20s. And these men that DM me be older, like, significantly. Like,
maybe you can learn something.
I'm good. Like, I'm really good, Papa. It's okay. It's okay. Like, I don't.
Hey, baby, let me. Oh,
I don't know. I'm like,
want to do some improv?
I be like, look at Unc in my fucking like.
Want to do some improv? I'll be Jasper. Hey, baby, let me let an old nigga teach you something.
Like, no, like it be older dudes. I just be like, why me? Like, go deal with someone your age. Like, no, I don't want that for me.
Not gonna lie, man. I hope you know, like a 75-year-old joint don't look too appealing. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I think like Cher was like the only like 70-year-old woman that looked like was like, all right, that I can think of off the top of my head.
Man, I be seeing women in their 40s that look amazing, and dudes be in their 40s trying to get like with 20.
40s, okay, 40s, cool. 40s, you're still
like
working
50 and 60s.
Yeah, you're still working with a little half bag of tricks, but 50, 60, shit starts to get a little wicked.
I just feel like if I'm like, it gets weird when it's like they have like a daughter that's like the same age as you, or like it's just kind of weird. Like I could be your grand, like, but I can't do nothing with no old ass.
I mean, you can.
Yes, you can.
You can.
I don't want to.
You don't want to.
No.
Old man, it don't matter if you got a bag on.
I want a husband and some kids. Like, I don't want, if you like
don't want
60,
a nigga with dust coming out his nutsack.
You gonna be dead by the time our kid go to college. I'm gonna be over here with little Johnny. Like, your daddy was 70 and I was 20.
He was a great man.
Yeah, like damn, mom, you couldn't find somebody your own age so I could play with and throw catch with my dad.
Oh,
you picked this old nigga. Like, there was no one that wanted you in their 20s. Like,
damn.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. But the old dudes, they be stepping with some.
Little Jalissa, mommy chose up. I wanted that bag. You got a nice car.
You see where you living now.
Yeah, you see where you live, you little bitch.
Yeah. No, I have a lot of grace for men in their 20s trying to grind, do their thing. Like, I really, really do. Like, all jokes aside, I don't expect the world from dudes in their 20s. Like, we,
Are you willing to date younger?
Yeah, than myself, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Would you date like 22-year-old young bull.
Yes.
Oh, you must have already tried it. She tried it already. I seen it in the face. You did it. You had a snit. You had a little.
Nah, this 23-year-old
Okay,
right
there we
now
go.
that he's really big stepping. Like,
Uh-oh.
yeah, yeah. I don't discriminate with age.
She's on her Aaliyah shit. She's on her Aaliyah shit. Okay, I see you.
Age ain't nothing but a number. Yeah, no, I don't discriminate with age. Like, it just depends on, like, if you giving grown, you're approaching me. My number one thing, I just like real masculine men. I like real masculine. Like, you step to me on some, like, you just give leader. You give, like, you gonna take care of our family.
You don't think you could ever be with a beta?
No, I don't really like that. And think about it too, I'm around athletes and like real men. Like I'm not saying you're not a real man if you're like more of a beta vibes, but like for me, no, because I feel like masculine men help like more feminine, balanced feminine women, and then vice versa. So like if I'm resting in my feminine energy and submissive and all those things, like I don't want my man to be. And one time I had someone that was like that, and it really bothered me. He used to be just like, anything you want, babe. Yes, babe. He didn't even have it felt like he didn't even have opinions. It was like what I said was like sure. I'm like, damn, I want my man to be like, yo, nah, we doing this. We got this.
Yeah, all right, till that nigga crack and fucking you be like, oh my god, this nigga's crazy. Probably fucking serial killer.
Oh, the chill one?
Homeboy, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't stay around to find that out.
Yeah, the good thing you got the fuck up out of there, because I'm gonna tell you this, some niggas like that, them niggas be the silent killers.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. I like real masculine men, like, you know,
I feel that.
go hold down this family, you know what I'm saying?
You want a nigga to so you basically telling me that Will Smith that slap that'd have been sexy to you. Yeah.
A man protecting his family is always sexy.
Yeah. She was like,
we need some provision in providing. Okay.
So you know why
I don't
Jada got back
assault,
with that.
But
you know why Jada got back with that nigga now.
I like Will Smith. Will Smith's one of my celebrity crushes. I love him.
So if he was like, yo, you heard about that entanglement. I mean, let's tangle up. You tangling up?
Nah, I don't do it. Remember that I have children, so no. I don't do the kid thing.
Will Smith, you're out, my boy.
So you got kids. You older than me.
There's another one I'm gonna call Cap, but I'm gonna let you live on that.
That what?
Will Smith. He's your celebrity crush.
I don't even know how much I want. Let me tell you something.
Uh-oh.
If I wanted to be with my celebrity crush, I would. That's all I'm gonna say.
Woo! That's all I need to hear. Yo, listen.
You call Cap, but I've been through some things.
Shorty got some options. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear some things.
Oh my god!
I'm all about the things. This is what Burn After Roll's all about. Is the things.
Burn After Roll. I don't even smoke.
Listen, smoking, joking, things. That's what we about.
Yeah, no, I've really had the opportunity to go on some nice dates before. That's all I'm gonna say.
You ever been around any celebrities with like BO or like bad breath or like something like that?
I feel like I did a carpet one time, and I don't remember who, honestly, but I was like, because we right here with the mic, and I was like, whoa. So yeah, I've had some like bad breath before, at a carpet, but yeah.
No one smelling. No one smelling too crazy.
No, not too crazy.
Figured I'd ask. But yo, can I call you that? What do they call? What do the people call you? What's your nickname?
They call me Big E, not the little
Peanut
one.
Head.
That is crazy. No, we cutting that out. Nah, you can call me you can call me E. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Depends.
Okay, easy.
You know what I'm saying? Easy E, Big E.
Yo, listen, man, it's been real, and I appreciate you coming here, man.
Of course, it's been a pleasure.
You're more than welcome to come anytime, for real.
I'm coming back.
100%. We got some shit to talk about.
For sure.
But yo, listen, follow. What's your at?
Emerald Marie.
Follow at Emerald Marie. Follow Burn After Rolling. Do all the good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And yo, Ken, get us up out of here.